Now we are joined by Abbey Armstrong, who became internet famous last week, even though, she's been famous for a while. We just didn't know it, as she was revealed for the first ever reveal for Indiana, Hoosier the Bison. Very cool video. Abbey, thanks for coming to the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to make my podcast debut.
This is a huge gift for us. Like, we have the
gift.
first Hoosier the Bison on Kirkwood and Dunn. Crimson Cast, where are you at? Assembly Call, where are you?
Where are you guys at?
Other podcasts? Kirkwood and Dunn has got the Hoosier the Bison. What a breakthrough.
Hit me up. See, look at that. I'm in good company.
Shout out Tim. He said immediately, he was like, we got to have her on. So it's there. And I'm going to selfishly just get this out there now, is we do these things on Kirkwood and Dunn called drafts, where we just draft random topics and like do the rotational. When we do inevitably do the best college football or college mascot draft, you're going to need to be a panelist, Abbey.
I think that's like literally a given. Contractually obligated.
Okay, good. Okay, we've established this. It's now in the books. Whenever we schedule, I'm going to hit up Abbey to see if she'll come on and be a draft panelist. Well, okay, so let's just first off get to know you, because obviously there's a lot to know about want to ask questions about Hoosier and who Hoosier is and all that fun stuff. But like, let's get to know the person that was revealed last week. You're local from Indiana, or from Bloomington itself. I don't know if you've lived there your whole life or whatever, but like, been right there by the university. You decide to go to Indiana. You row for Indiana. Just tell us a little bit about Abbey and like, why did you decide to stay home and go to IU? And now you're part of lore forever.
It's kind of crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. But yeah, I've been living in Bloomington since I was 6 years old. So 6 or 7. Sorry. There had to be one. Nice. I had to.
You're helping us reach a new generation of people by doing that. So it works out.
That's what we're trying to do. So I've been in Bloomington basically my whole life. My dad works for the university as well, so we're really tied to IU. He also went to IU. So I've just grown up with the university and seen it in so many different stages of life. And so it's been really cool to like grow up with it and see all the differences that it's had. In high school though, I actually did not want to go to IU. I was like, I don't want to like stay home for another 4 years. But then COVID hit. I'm aging myself again. So I graduated in 2020 from high school, and I ultimately decided to go to IU. And then I walked on to the rowing team. So that's why I ended up rowing. I didn't actually get recruited to do it, but it was a really great way to keep me staying at IU and really see the university from a new perspective. Seeing it as a townie, I just see the students experiencing this university, but being able to experience it as a student is completely different kind of like vibe. I don't know. So it's so cool to have seen it from so many different perspectives. So I rowed for all my time in undergrad. And then I ended up staying for a graduate program as well. So I had another extra year of eligibility to row. And then when I was exhausted my eligibility, I ended up hearing about Hoosier. And then I ended up staying, this year. And it's been amazing. The rest is history.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Abbey, so thankfully, this is great because you and I can then just talk about what was Bloomington like in 2008. Trent was not around. I am feeling extremely old because you were a small child and I was a drunk college student during that time. So that doesn't make me feel great right now, but that's okay. Listen, like all hail the original Pizza X, Mad Mushroom, like the OGs, if you know type stuff.
Yes.
What was your impression then kind of growing up in Bloomington? I was, at IU as a student when we didn't have anything close to a mascot. Like, it was big news when we broke out like a Martha the Mop Lady intro video for basketball games. Like, that was very new. Like, I became an IU student when we went like hardcore cold. Like, we don't have a mascot. We're better than everybody. We just have the IU Trident. It's so cool. So anyway, like, what was that like for you growing up during that time, seeing IU change a lot, but also ultimately getting to this point from having no mascot or nothing else like that to then growing into that? How did you see that?
Yeah, but I always felt like there was a lot of pride too in not having a mascot, which is kind of
Mhm.
weird now saying that as the mascot. But I so it's like, oh, I respect it. I respect it totally. But I was like, yeah, we're like different. Like we really are. We're
Ooh.
all Hoosiers. We're all the mascot. Like that's kind of our fan base is who supports directly. We directly support our players. And so that's kind of how I felt growing up. I went to a lot of the women's basketball games. I'd go there all the time. Like I was there in the Tyra Bus era, like
Yeah,
right
yeah.
when we started. Like I remember going to games and there was like two people there. It was like me and my friend and her friend's dad. And then like seeing that grow like into what it is today is so amazing. Same with the football. I mean, that's a big one as well. Like a lot of people would just go to tailgate. And so we,
Mhm.
on the off chance you go into the game, you still have a fun time. But I mean, you're really your own mascot. You bring as much energy as you can as a person. But again, there's a lot of pride in that. So I understand there was also a lot of growing pains, I think, for fans, like trying to get used to the idea of a mascot. And I understand it. Again, being a local, like I understood the perspective of people being like, we're this tried and true traditional university. We don't have this,
Yeah.
little furry guy hanging around, whatever it may be, hanging around. Like I think that we can bring our own support, and we have the marching 100, we have like the cheer squad, like all of them are really great. But who knew that like having this next little addition could really like bring us to another level as a university. And so I'm really glad that and it's really refreshing and reassuring to see how much support Hoosier has gotten recently. But I definitely it's taken a lot of time, I think, and that's why it's
Yeah.
taken so long to get to this point of like now we have a mascot in 2025. I don't think 10 years ago it could have been the same. I think there was definitely rumblings, and I definitely heard rumblings when
Mhm.
I was an undergrad of like having one. But I think we really did need all of what happened, in our past to lead to this point.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's huge. Like I'm wearing a shirt right now by Dr. Paul Guteyard, who was like instrumental in getting this started. Galen Clavio,
Mhm,
there's just so many people. Jeremy Gray, I mean, gotta give a shout out
mhm,
to him. There's so many people. And I even said to you in some message, like I have this really, 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 really tiny
mhm,
part with working at the Student Foundation and Ryder, which
mhm.
Ryder's dead now, by the way, which is very sad. Hoosier killed him, but we'll talk about that later off mic. But Ryder's gone because Hoosier is in existence, right? So there's like all these cool parts, and you're exactly right. Like it led up to this moment, and I was there when this momentum really started formalizing, and
Mhm,
that's why I got to be a little bit of part of it.
mhm,
And I'm curious, like, did did they like send out an email to former student athletes or current student athletes or like different people just like, hey, we're starting this secret project, or like how did it get in front of you? Because if I heard they're starting a project or mascot project and it's gonna be the bison, I would think of that old picture of the old bison on somebody's head and be like, I'm not doing that. Like that was
mhm,
hot.
mhm.
The guy passed out in that. That's why they got rid of it. Like, how did you hear about this?
That is a great question. Very unconventionally, I will say, because this was supposed to be a really private, like secretive kind of project that they had been teasing for a while.
Mhm.
I was just really lucky in that I knew our mascot program coordinator, Will Kirby. Shout out to him. But he kind of tapped a bunch of people like in that kind of fall and spring semester of, I want to say 2024, 2025, like people that he saw on campus. Usually, like in mascot programs, there's formal auditions, which makes total sense. And so that's what
Mhm.
we've had now this year, leading into this second year of Hoosier. But to keep it kind of under wraps, there was um, and, like, obviously, we still auditioned, but he hand selected people and then made sure that they could do what he was expecting Hoosier to do. I joined the group a little late. I want to say shout out to there's a lot of talented performers. We'll touch on that later. I'm not the only one. I don't want to take all that credit, but I was really lucky to know Will, and I expressed how passionate I was about this mascot coming to be, and how cool it would be to like be a part of that. I didn't even know I would be a performer. I thought I was just gonna be a handler. And if you're not in the mascot business, guys, a handler is someone that makes sure that the mascot doesn't get into too much trouble. I know it sounds a little weird. It's I promise
Yeah.
it's a thing.
No, it's needed.
Um,
It's
it's
needed.
very needed. Hoosier, he's kind of all over the place. He goes, oh, I don't know. I keep him on a tight leash. Um, But yeah, I was very lucky that I knew Will and I told him about my passion for it. And so then he let me try out a little bit later than the other guys. And then the rest is, again, in the lore, the rest is history. I did my audition and then was able to do this year.
That's crazy. That sounds exactly like, and I'm about to date myself, the basis of the Social Network movie and Mark Zuckerberg. And he's like, you have to get tapped by the Phoenix, and the Phoenix touches your shoulder, and then you're invited to a secret basement meeting to discuss the future of the Illuminati. And really, you kind of had that, but it was also for Hoosier the Bison. And then
you have Scott
show up.
Dolson with like a dark room with candles,
right, with a robe and a hood on.
Yeah, he's like
skulls
he's
everywhere.
Like initiation.
That's exactly. It's in the basement of Memorial. I mean, the skeleton of Purdue Pete is down there.
Love
it's
that.
Very, very secretive.
Yes, totally, as it should be. So, I mean, it's giving. Abby, I have no problem saying it as somebody that is in a fraternity for life. It's feeling like it's almost a little bit of a fraternity club. Is there tons of rules and like initiation type things you had to do? Do you have to like, if you see another fellow mascot like performer down the street, do you have to like dart the other way? Can two of you never be in the same room at the same time? Like, is there like a, I think me and all the fans want to know, like, is there a rule book that you're playing by? Like, what's the structure like?
That is a great question. I did sign an oath with my blood, so I can't say much. No, but there, we kind of, again, it's like the first year, so we're trying to establish rules. Like, I know other programs, it's like they never reveal, and you can never say ever that you were a part of it. Like, it is like very intense and like tightly kept. We're trying to get to that level. Like, we try to be as like secretive as possible, and we try to play by certain rules. Like, whenever we're referring to Hoosier, it's like he's our close personal friend. Like, we try to, whenever like Hoosier is, if someone's in suit, it's like that is Hoosier. There's no one else. Like, he can't take his head off. That he's another student. He's just another guy that goes to IU like the rest of us. So we really try to make sure that his character is like an established thing. But I'm trying to we're trying to, we're not saying that we're hazing.
Abby, I'll say this is a good thing for potential rules, because if you would have divulged all of them on the very first appearance on Kirkwood and Dunn, then there would have never been any rules set up. So to me, this is actually comforting that you're like, I don't know, not a ton, not that I can say, wink, wink, nod, nod. Like, that means that you guys are actually setting up a really strong foundation, because if you divulge secrets right here, that would not have boded well for Hoosier the mascot going forward.
Yeah, let me just tell you like everyone's names, social security numbers. Yeah. I really think that would be very important for the Kirkwood and Dunn audience. So write this down.
Yes, I love that. I actually went to undergrad at Kansas State University. Willie the Wildcat is our mascot, and his personality is known for hijinks. Like, Willie's always up to something. Like, he's always doing tricks. Like, he's very clear on the whole, like, give me 5, and then he like pulls away. Like, that's just kind of his personality. And I know from, the writer project that we did with the Low 500 to talking to people when they were developing Hoosier the Bison project, is like, you do have to develop a personality for the mascot. Because I know it probably sounds weird for people who don't put on a costume for a living and become a different identity. But like, when you do have the mascot costume on, you are that person. And if there happens to be multiple people that are in that mascot, the experience has to be consistent across from person to person to person that interacts with them. So how is, when you first got started, I'm sure there was training camp and like all that stuff to get you guys ready for something like that. But did you see the development of the personality? Did it grow and shape? And I'm sure it's not done yet, but like over your first year, like you would circle up and be like, okay, we're adopting this part of Hoosier the Bison's personality.
Spoken like a true mascot enthusiast. That is a very well-informed question, I will say. This is professional stuff right here. We did have to, well, since I joined late, I did not go to this camp, but there is a mascot camp that happens every year. And so all the guys got to go to that. Like, there'll be Brutus the Buckeye is there, like Goldie the Gopher, like from all over the Big Ten, even all over the country. Like there's D3, D2 mascots that'll attend as well.
Mhm.
And so all these programs have been around for much longer than Hoosier. And so they were able to give us some pointers, give us ideas on how to develop who Hoosier is. The mascot community is small but mighty, so it's been very nice to have support from other programs. To actually develop Hoosier specifically, we had practices every week, discussed kind of how we thought he would react to certain things. Like there's the 3 T's in mascotting. I'm gonna blank on like the actual names. There's terrific children, then there's terrible children that'll like pull on your tail, and then there's terrified children. And so you're trying to have a certain reaction to all of those. And so we have specific like people play, like pretend you're like Pam Whitten or Scott Dolson. How would Hoosier say hello to them? And so it's just finding a consistent thing that everyone does. We tried coming up with a signature move as well. So if you see Hoosier kind of like, I don't know, he like looks like he's about to charge.
Kicking
That's
dirt.
his signature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's like
Yep, saw that
spinning
in
the
your
wheels,
video too.
getting
Your
ready to
reveal.
go.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. See, because Brutus does like the head thing. Goldie
Yeah.
like spins
Tim is.
his.
I'm going to stop you right here real quick just to mention we did the villains of college football draft, the drafts I was telling about.
Mhm.
Tim, with his 5th pick, took Brutus the Buckeye as his
Yeah.
villain. In college
Legitimately
football.
just terrible. Yeah. Very
Yes.
terrible person. Yeah. Brutus.
So he's a little
absolutely.
triggered right now.
World
by
would
your
be way
Brutus
better
drop.
off without Brutus. I am very triggered by Brutus. I have no problem admitting that. Brutus
You guys are
triggers
ball
me.
knowers.
Oh yeah.
But I will say they're very nice. Like the performance, they're all very nice. Like very great people. But yeah, like Brutus, he's I don't know, a bit of a I don't know. He causes hijinks too. He really is like a menace. I'd say the same
Yeah.
for Purdue. I hate to bring up Purdue again, but like I don't know. There's nothing behind those eyes.
Listen, Abby, I'll disclose here. It's fine. I think the faithful Kirkwood and Dunn listeners would know, like, yes, I am the type of person that would yell at a mascot of an opposing
Mhm.
team. That's
Mhm.
me. I hand up.
Mhm.
Hand up. Yep,
Yep.
that's fine. Whatever else.
He fully confronted fake Kirk Signetti in front of the Peach Bowl.
Yep.
So like
Mhm.
it does not.
Yep.
It doesn't bother him.
Yep.
You know?
Wait,
Fake
oh
Kirk,
my gosh.
fake Kirk Signetti can catch these hands. Let's just put it that way.
I
I've got
remember
no
him.
problem. Yeah. Yeah. What
Oh.
a
Yeah.
terrible.
Get him on the pod. Where is he? Let's go.
Let's
Oh
go.
no.
Yeah.
No, I cannot do that. That's we have a high bar of guests that we have on here. Abby, as you know.
Anyway.
And
But that's me, and I do admit that maybe that's not the best behavior to be displaying in public. Did you or did Hoosier ever have like these terrible experiences from like opposing fans or whatever? Like, if we need to denigrate a fan base right now, this is the time to do it. Like Washington fans, Nebraska fans,
Miami.
Miami fans.
Yeah.
If you choose to answer this question
Mhm.
however you'd like, but I'm throwing it out there. I want to know if there's a particular fan base that does not treat Hoosier the Bison with the utmost respect, like the champion that he is.
That is a great question. I will say I feel like people have been like pretty positive, which is kind of crazy. Like obviously that you're ribbing on each other. Like when
Mhm.
Hoosier traveled to Oregon, like I mean the duck is there, like
Right.
and
Yeah.
all their fans were there. And so like Hoosier was interacting with all those fans, but at the end of the day, it ended up being all love. I know that there was like some beef on burner Twitter between Oregon fans and Indiana fans.
I
all
mean,
the
the duck
hammers
did lay on
involved.
our rock. The duck laid on our rock.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will say,
yeah.
and that I do remember that. So we were trying to squash that beef. I don't know if he officially apologized. I don't know how that ended. But I will say, yeah, I like wish I could like shit on someone. Like I feel like that's really good.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
a good like I get clicks and get views. I don't know. I feel like Hoosier is the one that's kind of going after people sometimes. Like if he sees anyone that's in any like jersey that's not IU, he will go over and he'll try and kick him out of the venue. Like
There we go.
turning
Yes.
like literally the baseball game against Illinois just the other day, he was turning fans away, like and getting Illinois fans to leave. And then he was giving them IU shirts because they were in their Illinois gear. They were very good sports about it. But there will be from time to time, some drunk fans that they'll flip you
Yeah.
off a time or two. You obviously can't do that back when you're in suits. You can think some things. But there's always a way. I think what's really nice about mascotting is you can be creative and like start a bit with them and just kind of like, I don't know, play off of each other's energy. But I definitely think there's going to be some more stories to come. So get ready. there's gonna, I don't know, like beef. We got to make some
Hell
beef
yeah.
happen.
I
I'm
like
ready for
this.
Hoosier the Bison just be kicking ass and taking names. Like,
Who says he's
I,
not? You know.
yeah, I mean he is. He's doing it appropriately now. But listen, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, and Benny the Bull is like world renowned for his stunts in the arena with other fans and stuff. Like, there's so many places I think Hoosier can grow to be, a piece of the brand ultimately, right? Like, so I'll be really excited to see what he gets into. I will take on the burden of booing every opposing fan when they walk in the stadium. We all have to do our part. We're in it
Yes.
together. I will do those things.
Thank you. We need that support.
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
You're very
Tim.
brave. That's very brave
Yes,
of
thank
you.
So we talked about the duck. I just have to ask because this moment went very viral, and I'm sure you all in the mascot community all just like heart broke for this person. But the duck had a very famous clip in this football season where its head fell off, and so. Is that like the worst thing that can actually happen to a mascot? Is the head falling off? And do you have emergency protocols if that were to happen?
Yeah, that is, again, like, yes, like luckily our stuff is like fairly new, so like we've very secure, like we haven't had any snafus like that recently. But the duck, like, genuinely, like, and it happens to, I feel like they're doing it on purpose at a certain point. Like, I feel like I've seen like a story every year about it.
There's some conspiracy behind that. Yeah, that they go viral, so they like it.
Yes, yes, and like I, I feel bad for them a little bit because I'm like, that is like just like embarrassing. It's like, oh shoot, the one thing, like that's my one job. Like you could like be bad at acting like all you want, but when the costume comes off in front of everyone, it's like, oh man, like, oh, there's someone under there. Oh,
A bunch of terrified
so
children, right? The third T,
yeah,
like they all
yes,
the
yes.
head, Hoosier's head fell off.
You're taking notes. You're taking notes. There will be a quiz at the end. Okay, make sure everyone's ready. But there is some protocol. I'm not really protocol, but it's just like making sure it's what any person would do is just try to get out of there as fast as possible and like reset. Just pretend like it didn't happen. You want to make sure you're cool, you're suave. You know, I didn't just get decapitated, and turn into like a 20-year-old, you know, whoever it is in suit. But yeah, it is like kind of like the worst thing that could happen. That, or I've accidentally ran into kids many a times or hit them by accident because it's like the visibility isn't great. And so I think the top two like horror like movies for mascots, head coming off or hitting someone.
Knocking over a kid.
So Abby, incredible season for the football team in particular, and undefeated. Within the performer group, was there any sort of superstition going around? Who might be around if a loss came about? Were you keeping score on like winning margin?
I like this question.
Like, where were you vibe checking each other at so like you could keep the momentum going?
Yeah, like if someone was doing something at a certain point,
right,
like,
right. All of a sudden, we gave up a touchdown. Was like, was somebody like, don't ever do the spinning wheels thing in the third quarter because now that means we gave up a touchdown. Like, what was the vibe check to make sure you were like doing all you could? Because listen, we all at home were like, I wear the same hat, I wear the same shirt, I go to the same
tarps
bar.
Off many of times when we were down to make sure it happened.
Trent never washed his shoes from the Rose Bowl. He's like, I just have dirty shoes now for the playoffs. Like, what was happening within the performer group to like, we are one? Like, what is the vibes, that were in place to keep that momentum going?
Yes, I mean, we're a superstitious group. I think all IU fans at a certain point had to be. My boyfriend was wearing the same D'Angelo Pons like jersey every game, and like that turned out perfect. We love D'Angelo Pons. Shout out. He's probably watching right now, right?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. In New
At
York.
least his dad is. His dad for sure is watching. He might have other things he's working on.
The mayor of Miami, Angelo Pons.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think not necessarily some of us would have specific things that we would do, like certain tasks at games we were assigned, and so we kind of tried to stay in that. One time we changed a few times, just to like see, and nothing happened, which was good because I was a little worried. I was like, okay, we've always been doing this. What if it somehow affects Fernando Mendoza's arm? Who knows? I would wear typically the same shirt, like just under the suit,
Mhm.
like just because I felt like, okay, this is definitely the one thing that is keeping us afloat right now. It's what I'm wearing. And I know everyone had that same idea. So don't worry, guys. Your mascots are also very superstitious. That is,
Great.
I think,
Good.
a comforting thing to know.
It is really comforting to know because if it was in a situation where I could identify that Hoosier was the reason why we lost the game, I'd immediately turn on Hoosier and we'd have to get rid of the mascot. So
Uh,
luckily, you don't have to
Easily.
deal with
Yeah.
that. Hoosier's
Yeah.
16-0. The people need to realize this.
That
Uh,
undefeated with him as the mascot in football.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
it's wild. Okay, so let's talk about the reveal. You became internet famous last
I
week
know.
with the reveal. Obviously, we don't have to talk about all the idiots around the reveal. That's not what I have you on for. But I'm interested in this because a lot of people don't. We talked about this on Sunday's episode. Tim and I did about like Indiana fans are new to the mascot world in
Mhm.
the sense that if they've been a fan for Indiana for a while, they don't maybe realize that there's like this culture that has developed in the last 10 years, 5 to 10 years since social media has been more relevant of like mascot reveals. And like that's a big thing in college sports. Cause I saw some people like, Philly Fanatic would never reveal who they are. And I'm like,
Mhm.
Philly Fanatic is not at college and has a time stamp. They're there until they retire, and like
Mhm.
that's what they do. Like,
What a
but
gig.
this is the college culture. So like when you were doing the reveal and like getting ready for that, because you're the first one. You're the first one. You're the solo act. I'm sure people thought that there would be negative reactions because there's negative reaction on the internet to anything, but you have to
Mhm.
go out there and put yourself out there. Did you like take inspiration from other reveals? Do you have like some reveals that you really like from other schools that you all talked about? Like, hey, we gotta be on this level.
Yes, yeah, that's yeah. It's crazy like how I was like I wasn't a mascot obviously last year and I
Yeah.
was like obsessed with those reveals. I was like, "Oh, that would be so cool to have done that." And it is crazy how much like those kind of reveals have caught fire and yeah, as you were saying the
Hmm.
past couple years with social media, I took a lot of inspiration. I think it always goes viral every year. Well, not every year because it's only been a year, but the Ohio State mascot that was also happened to be a woman last year. It was just like a really well done, kind of well edited, well shot, a fun little song in the background too. And so we took a lot of inspiration from that, as you could see, we when we did like the suit
Yeah.
to person.
Hmm.
Um, but I like all of the people on the team, we would send each other different reveals that we saw, and we're trying to get like different inspiration of like, oh, I liked how they did that, or I like that certain like pose they did, or where they did that on campus. It's really nice that like so many more people are posting them, it feels like nowadays.
Yeah.
And so you can take like a lot from other people, a lot of inspiration. And people are just really creative. And so I was trying to come up with like, different songs, different poses and things for like photos and stuff. Um, but
Did
like
you ever
everyone,
get close to suggesting going skydiving to be like on the landing
yeah.
reveal?
I like
I
that
mean, a
and see
little dangerous, a little different, but yeah, listen, Hoosier's done it before. Hoosier
he's
could
done
do
it
it
before.
again.
Exactly, and see, we were really trying to do that, but at graduation weekend, there was just I couldn't go back in the stadium, they had it all covered with the chairs and stuff. So it's the timing of it all. Get ready for
Yeah,
next year, okay?
yeah,
The reveals are
Yeah.
going crazy.
yeah.
But
Everyone's
that's
gonna
I
like just keep topping themselves and
Right.
like it's
no,
just gonna
it's
be the
like
most
gonna be
outlandish reveal. I love it.
I know. You got to keep a lot of like, keep people guessing. You don't know what's going to happen. Mine, it'll be lame in like a year because people are going to be doing something insane. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be doing. But yeah, the
I like the
reveal.
symbolism of yours, like the fact
Yes.
that you were on
Through the
campus as
gates.
Hoosier, and then you come through Sample Gates on the city side, the town side as Abbey. Like
Hmm.
that's such cool symbolism for like Indiana as a whole. That if people aren't reading into that because they were distracted by stupid stuff,
Yeah.
they're missing out. And I hope that the Sample Gates, which is obviously our most iconic fixture on campus, I hope that plays a part because whoever your director of that video did a really good job.
Yes, yes. Shout out to the Cuban Center, Andrew. Like they all did a really good job. Rachel too. Like all of them. I like kudos to the Cuban Center. They've done a great job with the media for Hoosier all year, and like having to figure out doing a mascot reveal for the first time ever. Like is not like an easy feat. You have to figure out how you want to present it. And I know like a lot of people did understand it. I know like some people were a little confused. I understand that the Indiana fans are not used to it. Like you were saying, it's a new kind of territory and so hopefully, this is the first time now. So hopefully people understand like, oh, okay, people do this every year. it's like a thing. It's not like I don't know. Like, yeah, people were like, "You were not supposed to reveal yourself. A true mascot would never." It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I low key wanted the clout like a little bit. Like, I just want people to know a little bit.
You wanted to
Like,
come on Kirkwood and Dunn. I understand. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
what
I
it
couldn't
should
just like cold like reach out. That'd be embarrassing. Like, I needed to like have something like a big showing of sorts, and so it worked
Yeah,
out.
it's good.
Abby, so when I saw the reveal, I mean, it's so well done. It was awesome. But I was just thinking about it like, man, how awesome would it A to be you, and B just to be like, now I can go update my LinkedIn with first ever Hoosier the Bison, undefeated national champion. Like, nobody can ever take that away from you. That's got to feel awesome. So my question is ultimately, A, have you updated your LinkedIn? And B, what are you doing? Are you going to go take a job and be like, "Hey, what's up, other sales reps? Yeah, I don't mean to like stomp on your feet right now, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty big deal." Like, what is happening now for Abby going forward?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Fernando is gonna hate me for this. I have not been on my LinkedIn game recently.
Right.
I
Ooh.
detest it as a no. I shouldn't say I detest it. I was not in Kelly in undergrad, and so I didn't have like mine is. I will say it's very lacking, and now I'm like, oh my god, I didn't prepare. I was not expecting like anyone to really see the reveal. Like I thought it was gonna be like, oh, like okay, cool. But now I'm like, people are probably looking at my LinkedIn and like, what is this? This is I don't know. So if anyone has any LinkedIn tips, let me know. So, but I will be
Yeah.
updating it. I feel like that's kind of like a silly
Yeah.
kind of. I need like a silly twist. I think LinkedIn's so serious, and that's why I can't take it seriously. It's I nothing I do is serious. Like I'm literally a professional furry. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it's too much. It's too much. But next year I'll be going to law school at the University of
Oh,
Awesome.
Cincinnati. Um,
Awesome.
I didn't end up going to Mauer, which is I use law school. I was like, okay, I've been here for a hot
Yeah.
minute.
sure.
Got to make my way out. The Bearcat is also, I will say, a great mascot. So hoping to link up with him or them. I don't know. I don't know their lore. Um, but so yes, I'm working at IU Athletics right now in the compliance office for the summer, and then I will be making my way to law school and maybe maybe
Exciting.
mascot law just in case Hoosier gets into any trouble.
I like
I'll make sure
this.
to help him out because he's kind of a wild card, so I don't know what he's gonna be doing next.
Yeah, mascots need representation too. That's how you start off law school. I think so.
Strong start.
Abbey Armstrong on the Brendan Sorsby path. Hopefully it doesn't end the same. Okay, so let's talk about our final four questions. This is our final four, Abby. These are four quick questions that we ask every guest that comes on, and we really appreciate you taking the time to do it. Who is your favorite Indiana football player? Abby, not Hoosier.
Oh, as me, who's my? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I should like be able to say D'Angelo Pons. I'm gonna have to say, like he's just had quite the
Yeah, that
year.
makes
Like
sense.
I know. Sorry, I'm not going like a deep cut. Okay, wait,
That's
Peyton
No.
Ramsey. Peyton Ramsey. Shout out
Whoa,
to
now
him.
that's a deep cut.
He
Yeah.
was my econ, like high school econ, like student teacher, and he was
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice. And he had a
Yeah.
pretty good year.
He was great.
He did. Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, then he took Northwestern to the Big Ten championship game, which
Yeah.
is very
Yes.
cool.
Okay.
That is
So
a good
actually, I
deep cut.
changed. Sorry, I love you, D'Angelo Pons. Shout out Peyton Ramsey.
I like that. I like that. What would you consider your spirit animal?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I can't say a bison because that's like too obvious. Um, Maybe like the mix of a bison and a. I love red pandas. I don't know. I think they're just so sweet. Um,
Red pandas. Nice. I like
yeah,
that.
they're just
Yeah.
they're cute.
You're local. You've been on Indiana's campus a lot. What's your favorite spot on Indiana's campus?
Oh, okay. Indiana's campus. This is technically off. Actually, no. This is on. I will say the erg room in Assembly Hall. That is where the rowing team practices. That people don't know about that. They don't know. If you go in Assembly Hall, it's like literally like in one of the breezeways. A lot of tough workouts there. But okay, like the legends are made in the erg room. Take a visit. Take a visit, Kirkwood and Dunn fans.
This is actually not part of the final four questions because I only
Oh
have
my
one
God.
more. But I do like curious about this. Like, did you get recruited at your dorm site? Because at Kansas State, like they literally would like go to move-in day, find looks appearance of strong women, and
Mhm.
just be like, at 5 a.m., come to the Rose Center and you're going to practice and do this for the rest of your college career. Is that kind of how it works at Indiana?
Oh, it's exactly, maybe not the dorms. That's so personal, but like I was part of the problem. We would walk around campus, and if you saw a tall woman over 5'10", I'm 5'10", I'm somehow on the shorter end of the team. Like I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. Do you do you like to, I don't know, work out? And most of the time they're like basketball
Get up
players. So
early.
like, yeah, getting up early. Hands all blistered. It's the life.
It's the life. I got the perfect path for college for you.
Would you like zero NIL money? I got
zero
something for
NIL. Yes.
My last question for you is we're gonna ask everybody this offseason, so I'm not gonna treat Abby any different. Give a prediction for the 2026 Indiana football team. What's their record?
Oh, record? Oh, 16-0.
Oh,
there we go. There we go.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Run it back. Yeah. Let's go. Come on.
Never daunted. Abbey Armstrong, right there.
Never daunted. Let's go. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. You're the first guest we've asked that question to, so you have to get credit if they go 16-0 and back-to-back national champions. So, Abby, thanks for coming on with us. We really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. And again, I'm not kidding about the mascot draft. You will be asked back. You might be busy like as a first-year law student, but we're still going to ask regardless.
As you should. I will make sure. I have a list right here actually in front of me. I thought you were going to ask me my favorites, so don't worry. I'm doing my research.
Great.
I love that. I purposely didn't.
We will do it.
So you didn't tip a pick for our draft of the future. Thanks, Abby.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for having me.